Of course, welcome back there from Stephen Mbide's segment, where he's been updating us about the fares of transport from Kampala to places across the country. It's part of what is going on within the country, and we do hope that is brought to the attention of the powers that be. We now go into Tech Note and look at intellectual property rights ahead of the International Intellectual Property Rights Day, which is the 26th of April, and that is going to be a Tuesday. The sector players are up in arms trying to drum up support to ensure that some of the issues within the industry and that support creativity and the construction of transformational ideas among the youth especially is concerned. Joining me to discuss that is Patrick Mugisha, the managing partner at Innovent Labs Africa. A very warm welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning. What
is intellectual property and how does this play into the current state of affairs ahead of commemorations tomorrow of International Intellectual Property Rights Day?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to really inform the public, the private sector, the key players in this Uganda's economy on the value, the importance of intellectual property. This is a subject matter that government has rallied for quite a while to talk about. But now, of course, we've got the necessary legal frameworks in place to support this agenda. But of course now the thing is, how do the ordinary Ugandan, focusing on the youth in particular, because of tomorrow being the World IP Day when you're commemorating IP for the youth. So how does it play out? Essentially, in principle, IP is just the tangible output of human creativity and ingenuity. Yeah. So every human mind, whether you've got a small head, a big head, size doesn't matter. And so at the end of the day, it's what can actually come out of it.
It's the ability to conjure up exciting things that can offer solutions to these problems in a technologically appropriate.
Exactly. And again, what happens is that they'll be manifested in different forms. You'll find someone will come who has been talented as a scientist or an engineer, coming up with a product, and someone who's a musician coming up with a song. So, or maybe a novelist writing what to be works of copyright, which are also literally works. So it's a huge space, but of course everyone has got something to do in that space if they articulately understood how it works out and how it plays out.
You're going to have to explain to us exactly how you're ensuring that it is understood and of course articulated to the sector players. We always hear cases, especially within the music industry, where somebody claims my song was adopted by another person. Stolen, so they say, and it causes a bit of friction when somebody thinks another is riding on their ingenuity to be able to make money. How is this being addressed in conjunction with the Uganda, is it URSPS?
Yeah, the National IP Office.
National IP Office. How is that being addressed?
So in principle, maybe just before I go to dive into that briefly, is that the IP system is threefold. It's like a tripod. The first actor or the first stem is the inventor or the creator of the works.
That's right.
The second one is the state. The state plays a key role because they are the one who confer upon you the exclusivity or temporary monopoly. Then the third is the society or the public, the beneficiaries of these works of creativity and ingenuity. So the three players have to work together.
Are they?
In principle, they have to work. Theoretically, well, theoretically they have to work together. But in practice, it may have a few challenges here and there. But of course, one of the key areas that the state has to do is establish an IP system, an enabling environment, the relevant legal frameworks to be in place, which Ugandan government has ably done. It has ably done. So the issue is now enforcement and implementation of some of these laws, but
which again is the it's the state.
No.
Or the associations.
Now with the intellectual property, now you the inventor or the owner of the right, essentially you take the big stage to enforce your rights. The state will come on board when they, for example, if I and you have got a clash, I'm the one who maybe owns maybe an IP for this particular product, for example, and then maybe I find you producing this product, manufacturing it without my permission.
That's right.
So the whole point is, the first place you are going to run to is the National IP Office to claim and to also present the case, to report infringement, but then also to claim who is the rightful owner.
Yeah.
So whoever claims in law provides the evidence.
The evidence
exactly.
Of ownership.
So that's basically how it plays out. But in principle, this kind of like the different setups have to work in kind of like together to make this work out. But then, of course, at the end of the day, each party needs to know what they ought to do, their respective roles. The inventor, the creator of these works, they really need to understand and appreciate this, because if you do not understand where your scope lies, then you'll end up kind of like not getting the full benefits of this. So that's why from the private sector, we also really want to really support the government players, the National IP Office also, because for them, they will receive the applications of the IP. But the pre-registration to actually make sure that who supports this game, who kind of bring the technical expertise to support the researchers, the scientists, the engineers, the fabricators, informal sector players, to package their work to be able to prepare them to file these IPs. Someone has to play the game.
Somebody has to play the game, no doubt. There seems to be ambiguity.
Yes.
And a lot of it when it comes to understanding exactly what it is, who is supposed to do what. But regarding royalties, very quickly, explain to us the royalty issue, because many people want to understand, how do I earn money from my particular IP, whatever has been attributed to me? How do I earn money? Because Ugandans want to move quickly.
Okay. Now, the issue of royalty is just one expression or means of benefit of an IP holder to his intangible property that he or she owns. And this, of course, comes from the point of licensing. So if I'm the rightful, let's use what people ably understand in this landscape. Let's music. I own the copyright. In most cases, my brother, is that I may be the writer of the song, the lyrics, I own the copyright. But I may not be the one who actually is going to perform this.
The singer.
I'll have to hire
somebody else.
People to perform, to sing, even to play the music, for example. So those are what constitute what we call performers' rights.
Okay.
Time
is not our best ally right now, and of course we're going to have to pump this up. But just briefly, where is the official commemoration event going to be, and what should we look out for? No, essentially tomorrow is going to be for the National IP Office. That is their role. They are going definitely to have something on board which they are going to work on. But for us as Innovent Labs Africa, this afternoon at 2 p.m. to 4, we'll be running a webinar focusing, a panel discussion focusing on the role of IP in promoting youth innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship in Uganda. So people will tune in and should be able really to make this work here, because question and answers will be articulated well, and the youth really, they need a chance. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Mugisha, the managing partner at Innovent Labs Africa, and the kind of work you're doing to ensure that this particular information with regarding to the conjuring up of ideas and all forms of inventions that are aimed at transforming society are concerned. That does it for Take Note. Chris Higenyi, it's been a pleasure having you as our company. As always, we do appreciate that. On behalf of my